GamePro. Grab your board and head to any level you want in Nintendo's Skate or Die. Captain America and the Avengers come home to your video screen. Hit the mat with WWF Super WrestleMania for your SNES. And a Super Weapons password for Mega Man 2 on Game Boy. All this and mondo more on GamePro. Hello everybody and welcome to GamePro. I'm JD Robb. This is the place to be for all the video gamer information you are looking for. Now, today, the Game Lab Gargantuans have put together some mega material that'll have you wiping out the video game screen in no time. So chill, because there's a whole lot to come. And where does it come from? It comes from GamePro Magazine, the source for home and arcade video game greatness. All right, the tips are ready to roll, so let's kick it into gear with a visit to SWAT World. I'm there.
Secret weapons and tactics.
Whoa, whoa, attention all you Nintendo dude and dudettes. Grab your board and listen up, because we've got a secret weapon that'll put you into any level of the game, whoa, on Skate or Die 2 for Nintendo. Whoa, keep going, careful, careful, I'm out of here.
Yo, dude.
Begin the game and enter any action scene. Now, take controller 2 and press Start, A, Select, and B. Next, press right to warp ahead to the mall level, or left to jump right to the beach level. You could also press up to zip to the plant level. That's all there is to it. Solid tipping material. Let's check it out one more time. First, start up the game and enter into any action scene. Next, using controller 2, press Start, A, Select, and B. Now, press right to warp ahead to the mall level, left to jump to the beach level, or up to zip to the plant level. So get out there and hang 10, dudes.
Hey GamePro, I am Jennifer Cabrera from San Francisco. I want to know about the last level for Streets of Rage for Genesis. I beat the game regularly, but I heard there was a bad ending to the game. Is it true?
Well, Jennifer, you've been getting some cool information. There is indeed a bad ending to Streets of Rage. So, watch this. In a 2-player game, the syndicate leader will try to entice you into joining up with his gang. If one of the players answers yes, while the other player answers no, you and your bud will have to slug it out amongst yourselves. Now, if the player who chooses to join up wins the fight, then the Streets of Rage will stay in the hands of the crime bosses, and your battle to clean up the streets will have been for nothing. I guess the moral to that story is either be careful who you play with, or make sure that when the fight starts, you're going to come out the winner. Hey, thanks for the question, Jennifer. Remember to send in your stuff so that we can take a crack at it and come up with the answers. We'll show you the address at the end of the program. Next, super tips for Joe Montana 2, Moonwalker, and Worm on GamePro. Welcome back to GamePro. Marvel Madness comes back to your home video game screen with Captain America and the Avengers for the NES. The Cap and his buddies have got some serious superheroing to do. This time around, Marvel heroes Iron Man and the Vision have been captured by the most evil Red Skull, and it's up to Captain America and his indestructible shield and Hawkeye with his bow and explosive arrows to rescue their superhero buds. Now, you have some choices to make when you get into this superhero clash. While you can use Captain America's powers or Hawkeye's, you can't use them at the same time. So, you'll need to scope out each situation and figure out whose superpowers are going to be best used in taking on the tough bad guys you'll meet as you travel through 20 cities overrun with superhero villains, robots, and mutant creatures that are looking to make your trip one way. Be sure you locate the floating energy pods, which replenish your life meters, and the rescue pods, which will free you if you should be captured. Now, the most important items to be located in this cart are the key crystals, which open the exit and allow you to move on to the next level. Alright, now this cart also provides an interactive battle mode you'll want to check out. The battle mode allows two gamers to play as Cap and/or Hawkeye and one of the four main supervillain bosses in a simultaneous no-frills slugfest. So, how do we rate it? Now, we score 4 categories from 2 to 5. 2 means, well, you probably want to pass it up, while a 5 is top-of-the-line game-playing stuff. Now, when you make a game that uses well-known comic book characters, you know what I'm trying to say, because you better stay true to those characters or things are not going to work out. In Captain America and the Avengers, it's clobbering time because all these heroes and supervillain bosses look and have the same powers as their comic book counterparts. The graphics are solid and will make you feel like you're in control of the pages of your favorite Marvel comic. The sound effects are acceptable, but well, they just don't present anything groundbreaking. Now, when it comes to the challenge, the variety of bosses and weaponry should keep you interested for a very long time. Finally, if you're looking for a good time, we think that this card perfectly captures the spirit and fun of Wham Bam Pow comic book fight scenes. Captain America and the Avengers is a solid action-packed game, sure to please gamers and comic book fans alike. And now, I gotta keep moving. Whoa! You've seen them on television, in arenas, and on the home and arcade game screen. Now, the stars of World Wrestling Federation are back in this all-new game card for the SNES called WWF Super WrestleMania. They're all here. Rando, Macho Man Savage, Hulk Hogan, Jake the Snake Roberts, The Undertaker, the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, and Sid Justice. But that's not all, because the great tag teams have also shown up for this SNES version of WrestleMania. Both members of the Legion of Doom are here, along with Earthquake and Typhoon, together known as the Natural Disasters. These wrestle freaks are ready to rumble. The question is, are you? Each wrestler looks like his real-life counterpart, thanks to some very cool digitized images and movements. The ring and audience scrolling is smooth, if not overly spectacular. Accompanying theme songs such as the Hulkster's I Am a Real American are hot, but the in-game grunt sounds, well, they're not. Here's how you play. You select your battle from a choice of regular one-on-one matches, a tag team face-off, or a full-blown 4-on-4 tag team main event called the Survivor Series. Now, since there's no championship system or tournament built into this game, it's pretty much one match and out every time you play. Now, the moves included are pretty strong. There's an awesome assortment of kicks, punches, grabs, holds, and other moves essential to any pro wrestling card's success. The good news is that the SNES version includes some cool new attack moves. The game provides moves that'll work while you're running, others that work while you're standing still, and a couple that'll actually work while your opponent is lying flat on his back. The bad news is that every wrestler has the very same moves, so you lose out on some of the specialties associated with each of the unique personalities, like Jake the Snake's devastating DDT. Now, WWF Super WrestleMania lets you take on the computer or go head-to-head against another player as you take on the identity of the WWF's greatest personalities. Oh, get him! Oh, body slam! So, that's all there is to it, Hulkamaniacs. The rumbling has begun on your SNES, and all the gang has been invited. So check it out.
Secret weapons and tactics.
Hey, go out for a long one. It's JD Montana. Oh, hi. Anyone who's a sports car enthusiast has got to be throwing the pigskin around in Joe Montana 2's Sports Talk Football for the Genesis. Have you ever heard such an unbelievable voice track on a home video game? It's tough. Well, if you've been experimenting with different teams and you got a pretty good idea as to who you want to play as, check out these passwords. If you want to play as San Francisco, enter ZAB T555HII.
Buffalo lines up for the kickoff.
Here comes the kick.
Push it up.
Great hang time.
Takes it.
Go, go, go. Oh, bone cruncher. If Philadelphia, my hometown, works for you, enter UX3 T555HIA. If you want to play as Detroit, punch in HPO T555HIE. Finally, if you're a big Washington Redskin fan, here we go. You can enter 120 T555HIA. Now you might want to write these down so you'll have them when you switch on your Genesis. Here they are again.
Onside kick.
For San Francisco, enter ZAB T555HII. To play as the awesome Philadelphia Eagles, enter UX3 T555HIA. And for Detroit, punch in HPO T555HIE. Finally, to play as Washington, enter 120 T555HIA. Now come out throwing.
It's out to the back. Straight up the middle. He's
Hey there, how about a tip for Mega Man 2 for the Nintendo Game Boy? Now, we've always said that Mega Man is one of the top video game series around. So we went to work and unearthed a seriously hot password for this handheld version. Check it out, you're gonna love it. If you want to begin the game with all the weapons the game has to offer, all you gotta do is type in this password: A1, A3, A4, B3, C1, C4, D1, D2, and D4. That is it. Now that ought to definitely help you bag old Doc Wiley. What happened? Did you miss it? Okay, here it comes one more time. The password is A1, A3, A4, B3, C1, C4, D1, D2, and D4. And that is all there is to it, so go get them. Next, killer tips for Moonwalker and Worm after these messages.
The Blockbuster Video Top 10 NES video game rentals for this month are...
Welcome back to GamePro. Now let's get inside some more of those games. No. Help me, get out of here. Yo, you got the wrong guy. Come on, get me out of here. Oh no, this could create problems. Help, help. Hey, yo, knock, knock. Anybody there? Yikes. We're back among the coin crunchers with a look at the latest in arcade flight simulators. It's called Starblade, and let me tell you something, you're gonna have to play this baby to believe it. This one-player sit-down coin-op places you in a gun turret aboard the starship Geosword. The Federation of Planets is under siege by enemy forces originating from the mechanized planet known only as Red Eye, and it's up to you to bring this mechanical planet to its knees. This game will have you flying through endless waves of enemy fighters, jumping through hyperspace, and passing through asteroid fields on your way to invading Red Eye. And let me tell you, it is awesome. Once you make it to your destination, you move swiftly through the inner chasms of the planet. avoiding enemy ground fire and hostile ships in order to set your sights on the Octopus Power Reactor, which is, of course, Red Eye's only vulnerable spot. Now, while the story may seem awfully familiar, there is nothing familiar about some of the most exciting screen graphics we've ever seen. Hyper-fast scaling and ultra-smooth sprite rotation creates the feeling of watching a movie rather than playing a game. The screen itself is actually like a large convex mirror, which works to enlarge the graphics, giving the game an eerie, realistic 3D feel. And if it's a reality you want, check it out, because the voices and sound effects will definitely deliver, not to mention the resounding loud thump and forceful kick your seat delivers each time your ship takes a hit. If flight simulators are what you're looking for, I recommend you fill your pockets with tons of quarters, because you're going to find that Starblade is truly out of this world. All right, gamers, have we got a surprise for you? If you've been tackling Mega Man 4, the latest in the popular NES series, you probably thought that it was Doc Cossack who was running the show. But check it out. As you move along in the game, guess who you're going to run into? Yep, it's old Doc Wily. And what you thought was the ending is just actually the beginning. If you make it into Doc Cossack's Siberian Citadel, you probably thought you reached the end of the road. No way, Jose. Because as you take apart the Citadel, you learn that the real culprit is none other than the infamous Dr. Wily. Boy, is he looking uglier than ever. If you survive the Citadel, you still have to refight all the bosses and robots in the game, so here's how you do it, gamers. To wipe out Toadman, use the Mega Buster. Oh yeah, and to take the sunshine at a bright man's day, flush him away with the rain flush. To get rid of Pharaoh Man, freeze him and then blast him with the Flash Stopper. Now, we don't want to give away everything in this game, so let's just say that if you can make it past Ring Man, Dust Man, Skull Man, Dive Man, and Drill Man, you'll wind up having to take on the Mad Doc himself in his Skull Machine. Check it out. Stand directly under the Skull Machine's mouth. Go ahead, go for it, and use Pharaoh shots on an angle. When the machine's top blows off, and Wily takes the controls, shell him with drill bombs by tapping the B button twice. But it's not over yet. Wily will escape and fly away to prepare for the final flight. There he goes. Now energize yourself for the big battle by beating the worms outside Wily's chamber. Once you enter Doc Wily's dark chamber, an electric bolt will form, and the Doctor will flash onto the screen. Charge up your Pharaoh shot and fight fire with fire. Beat him, and Megaland will be safe once again thanks to Mega Man.
Weapons and tactics.
Okay, how about it? Here's a trick that will let you begin at any of the first 5 levels of Moonwalker for the Genesis. Here's how you do it. Woo! Nice. First, plug a controller into port number 2 and turn on your Genesis game machine. When you see the Sega logo appear on the screen, hold up and left on button A on controller 2 and then press start. Next, choose a 1 or 2 player game. When you start the game, you'll see a display that says level 1. Press the left or right arrow to change the level and begin where you like. Now there's a tip that takes 2 hands and, well, I've got 2 hands. Let's check it out one more time. First, be sure to plug a controller into port 2 before you turn on the machine. Next, turn on the machine and watch for the Sega logo to appear. Now, use controller 2 and hold up, left, and button A at the same time as you press start. Now, select 1 or 2 players. When the game starts, you'll see a display that says level 1. Press left or right to change the entry level of your choice. Sounds good, doesn't it? Go get a Michael. Woo! Stop wiggling. GamePro will be back with a viewer tip for Worm. Welcome back to GamePro. Okay, you can tune a fish, and you can tune a piano. Now, you can tune a Nintendo. Okay, bad pun, but here is a good game. One that you'll learn from painlessly. Whatever your bag is, whether it's Mozart or Metallica, this one is for you. It's called the Miracle Piano Teaching System from Software Toolworks, and it plugs right into your Nintendo. It's a complete beginner's piano course. Your average Joe with no musical experience whatsoever should complete the course in 6 to 12 months. Seems like a long time, but if you ever met my piano teacher, Mrs. Bone, you'd know Miracle Piano is the way to go. Trust me. If you practice, you'll actually learn to read music notation, play the piano with 2 hands using chords and rhythms, and you'll be able to play with other musicians. Miracle Piano actually listens to your playing and sets the lessons according to your skill and personal needs. Now, the book that comes with Miracle System is real easy to read and follow. So remember, have fun playing the piano.
What up, GamePro? I'm Ben Kim from Chicago. I'll hook you up with this fly password for the Worm for Nintendo. To journey to the center of the Earth on level 5, enter your password as 1024. That's it. You're off. Peace.
Well, that was our man from Chicago. Say hello to the Bulls. That was a very short tip, but very sweet indeed. Thanks for the tip. That's about all we have for today. Now, if you got some tough questions for our GamePro Gonzos or a hot tip to share with all the viewers, send them in. Here's the address. GamePro TV, P.O. Box 3329, Redwood City, California, 94064. Okay, until next week, I got some game playing to do, so I'll check you out. I'm JD Roth. Peace. We out of here. Whew.